Yeah.
Right, here we are. It's happening.
Is it?
Well, first of all, hello everyone, guys.
Oh,
Thanks,
all right.
thanks for choosing joining us rather than being out there sunbathing, because it's quite nice. I think we'd rather, for those enthusiasts of the mine exploration, we'd
I
rather
like
be
the sun as
online
well.
and talking. Eh?
I like the sun as well.
Yeah, we like the sun, but we do like a good chat about the topic, our favorite topic, mine exploration. And we got here. Are you setting the fan, Tom? I got the fan blowing in my face.
I have, mate. Yeah, I'm just changing my glasses.
So first, we're going to say hello to everyone that's joining us. First, hello to Dave, Overground Underground.
No, Dave.
Thanks, Dave, for joining us. And our explorer, Anthony. Thanks, pal. You're going to love this chat because we're going to be reviewing the original footage on Sallet Hole, where we were there last week, where we It was a fantastic Thursday and Friday explore some of the highest quality mines in the area of Derbyshire, the most industrial ones, in fact. We have John Hodgkinson. Hey, John. No doubt he'll be able to add a lot of positive content and information as well, having
Yeah,
been
we're eating
working
into the sky.
himself.
We're getting the other glasses.
Oh, can you see now? Yeah,
No.
having been a miner himself, John, he'll add a lot of extra information. I'm sure he'll have a lot to say. And we have our friend straight from Wales, Gareth from Abandoned and Forgotten Wales.
No, Gareth. You're
Okay,
right.
yeah. And thanks for joining us again. There's so many comments, so we're going to highlight in some of them. We're not going to have time probably to switch all the comments on, but those who have a
Out, Liam.
certain relevance, we're going to be adding them. Yes, as Anthony says, the mine carts up there in Sallet Hall were amazing, and we are going to be seeing some of the original vehicles, are we, in this original footage of
You
yours?
are, mate. You're going to see
That'll be
better
very
than the mine
interesting.
carts.
We have Liam.
You, Mr.
We were
Clark.
chatting. We were chatting online on Messenger last night,
Where?
reviewing some of the latest Phoenix lights. I think that's another subject for another day, though. We could be here for hours. And yes, let's
Do
get
you know what?
started on this.
Do you know what that is
Well,
behind
first,
me? Actually, on my green screen.
right? Anyone guess what's behind the Tom's background?
Oh,
I
you should
think
know.
I'm pretty sure Hodgkin will know. I do drive past on a regular basis just to see how abandoned and derelict is becoming. Yes, that's the mill. That is Cavendish Mill, where actually they were processing all the ore from Mildan and Sallet Hall. Am I right to say as well, Tom?
Yeah, that's the crusher. That's my friend Chris has joined us from the States as well, from New Jersey.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yes. So we
Should be
have
working,
people
you
from
should.
across the pond
Yeah.
joining us. I'm getting quite excited already, Tom.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have everyone joining us. Yeah, very much indeed. Yeah. And yes, we should have Mark Ridley himself joining us very shortly. Now, that will be exciting because obviously Mark Ridley, he was a part of the original
It appears on this
mining crew
video rather a lot as well.
at, at Saleh Hall. Yes, and he appears on the video himself. So to have actually, miners that appear on the original footage from 1990s, then is going to be a privilege for us. So bring them all in. I'm gonna do the right thing, obviously, which is introduce Tom very briefly. As you know, most of you, Tom was a miner himself, first at Sallet Hall. Am I right to say? Then at Mildam,
Yeah, yeah,
or
and
the other
then
way
back to
around?
no, started at Sallet, went to Mildam, went back to Sallet, went back to Mildam, went back to Sallet, and
Yeah.
then
So moved back and forth in the mining industry, and you were specifically working actually on the ground. Let's make clear, he wasn't washing dishes in the canteens, were you?
to be honest with you, I did a bit of everything. I even did outside job at one time for a while.
You could do house jobs there.
Basically, issuing debts and powder and a bit of this and a bit of that. But yeah, I did a bit of everything. Unloading trucks, you
Yeah.
name it.
So, and Tom has his own YouTube channel, as a lot of you might know already, and it's called All Minus 66. So if you look it up, I left the link to his channel on the comments, where you can also basically type in on YouTube All Miner 66, and his channel will come up. So I promise you all, please to follow him, give him a follow, and if you haven't watched his videos, as you know, a lot of you know, Tom is also a mine explorer. So, which the mine exploring hobby has started quite early on, I believe. Tom, you were saying?
Yeah, we're 13. So that's, crikey, 45 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm water saw.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll just
You were working at water saw as well?
a little bit, yeah. Not a lot, but a bit.
A little bit. Yeah, because both mines, obviously,
When
they
they were
were connecting on the
when they were
ground.
breaking through, I did a little bit. Not a lot though.
Yeah. And just to give a little preview, obviously, of what we are going to be seeing, to put a bit in context, there is 4 parts to this original footage from
That's what you got.
what
There is
what
4,
time
yeah.
we're talking?
I think it was about 1990, either 1990 or 91, but I think it was nearer 1990 because them ducks dumpers look quite new.
Yeah, from 1990, and is
About.
original footage by one of obviously someone that you knew that worked in the industry of fluorspar mining, that worked in Sallet Hulk himself, didn't he?
Yeah, it was actually one of the lads who I used to work with, a lad called Mark Howard Cood. He was one of the fitters. He sent it through to me and asked me to do what I could and put it on YouTube. So I did. Got it converted
Yeah,
from
obviously.
a VHS onto DVD and onto a what's it, whatever it is,
Yeah,
memory stick, and did it from that.
yeah, and I imagine the original intention of your colleague, the fitter who used to work at Sallet Hall, was for you to kind of share the love out there, really, and show the original footage, to make it available for everyone
Yeah,
that was interested
that's
in
what he did.
industrial history. Yes,
That's what he
and
did.
yeah, and the value of this footage, obviously, there is no footage like this online, and is original from the era, the mining era, and really shows quite a lot of the machinery, actually, if not most of it, that was used on the ground. The vehicles, obviously, they were used on the ground, that we're going to be seeing at the beginning of this video. First, we're going to be moving in, though, on the time where they were getting the boss right to work, which I thought is quite interesting, that the actual footage was taken from the very beginning of the day.
Courtesy of Andrew's
You
coach.
see, say that again.
Courtesy of Andrew's coaches.
Yeah, from Andrew's coaches. Yeah. So the footage goes back to the very beginning of the day, where they all get in the bus, all the miners. They are chatting. Some are reading the paper. They're having quite a lot of banter, and then they move on to the to the shift planning, to have a bit of a brew, and chart, and then they start packing their tools and their, the detonators and everything. And I think it's quite fascinating to actually being able to see the footage as it was from the beginning, even though it's not starting as on the underground work. We are going to be seeing some of the underground footage towards the end of the video. So for those that are expecting to see underground work being done, we are going to be seeing towards the footage on this first part, and even more on the second, third, and fourth part, obviously. But it's good that we can see the miners beginning of the day, what it was about, the I don't know, to get a sense of their ethos, a sense of what they were all about, their banter, their humor, their relationships, their camaraderie, all that's, I think it transpires in quite a lot of the footage, and it's just very warming to see, really, I think, Tom.
It's very warm in
for
here.
those that can appreciate. Hey?
I say it's very warm in here. I don't know about warming to see it. It's like an oven.
Yeah, we don't need any more warmth, do we?
Not really.
So we're going to get on to the start of the video, as we are all awaiting here. We're going to move down to the corner, and we're going to play and kind of stop and comment as we feel like, and if there's any questions, obviously, that come up from you guys, we are going to be answering them as much as possible. And again, thanks everyone for joining us. And for those that wonder where the background of my picture is, that is actually Sallet Hull. Is one of my first explores that we did, and this picture really came out well back in the day. Obviously photography gets better over time, but I was very pleased with this picture, so really proud of it, and it's part of Sallet Hull. Okay, guys, so let's get from the very beginning of the video. You did put a bit of music on it, which is I think it kind of brings out a bit the nostalgia of the time, I guess. You get a feeling of nostalgia when you listen to the music, which I think to some you might get, particularly the original workers of the mine, they will get that feeling of nostalgia watching the video. For those that haven't actually and are not part of the video, of the original video, still is a nice historical piece, and just really need it. Okay, without any more talking from our side, let's get on. And Tom, obviously you're going to tell me if there's a bit of lagging or any sound problems, or any of you guys that are watching this from home, if there's any sound issues that come up or video issues, just let us know. We're going to try our best to fix them. Sometimes when you play live, there is a few technical issues. So here we come with
Eddie. It's lagging a bit.
Okay.
I paused it. I forgot that.
Okay. Oh, you had paused it.
I had paused it. Yeah, that's. So you could really were.
Okay. Speaking fingers up already. One of the guys.
Okay.
Have we got Mark Ridley at the back?
Yeah, there you go, guy.
I'm brought it, but briefing was raining.
Rainy.
I bet they won't let me put it on. Having a briefing, lad.
The accent's very of northern of the area, are they?
It's Chesterfield, isn't it?
Chesterfield accent. Very, very broad Chesterfield accent, which you would expect for miners at that time, I suppose, as well.
Page 3 at Sun, or is it the Sport and the Richie typical?
So got there after I custard.
Kind of interesting to see the hairstyles back in the day, what was fashion, what wasn't, sort of thing. And like Mark with his mullet, you know, I guess that was fashion in some areas. And I know in Germany in that era was quite fashionable, the long mullet. It looks like in England obviously was. Yeah, the long mullets, like called mullets, are they? The long black hair.
Yeah, mullets.
Yeah.
Still fashionable in some parts of the States. Am I right, Chris?
Gerald, worker for Andrew Coaches, was it?
Yeah.
The guy that's reading the papers, I think he's taking a peek at the page 3 girl now, is he?
Yeah, that's Chris Richardson. He was actually married to my cousin. But not for long.
They're selling, I don't know if I told you, now they're selling stone beer in Castleton for 125. I've got, and if you,
Pint of beer for £1.25. That'd be nice, wouldn't it, nowadays?
What's that, Tom?
He's on about Stones' beer from Sheffield. He's on about in Castleton, it were £1.25 a pint. That's how
£1.25. He's on about the prices of beer.
Beer.
He was on about the prices of beer. He said something like 50 cents or 60 cents. Did they know?
No. It were £1.25 for a pint.
£1.25 back then for the pint of beer, as the driver says. And today, I think if you're lucky, if you're very lucky, I think you pay something like £4-5, I think. Yeah, so prices have gone up since the 90s, guys. What I noticed, obviously, as he drives, as you can see the background, you know, the countryside, it's got to be a very cold winter day because it's all snowed out. And just a question, Tom, I don't know if you might know this, which sort of route were they taking from?
This is dropping down from Chesterfield down Chandrill towards Baslow. That's where that is.
Yeah.
It's Chesterfield shift.
Yeah, so from Chesterfield down through Baslow and straight into
dropping down towards Baslow there, yeah.
Yeah, straight into Cumsdale, because obviously when you walk down Cumsdale, it's all so overgrown. It's hard to imagine that buses were once, you know, driving down there, because I mean, when it's not overgrown, you could just about fit a car, but a bus, I don't know, you would struggle. So back then, obviously, it must have been a lot wider. Eh?
They used to take lorries up there as well.
Lorries, yeah, of course. Yeah. So the layout of the path would have been a lot different to what we see at present. Right, we carry on a bit.
if you go to time, well, then that's good big quick save and Chesterfield there. They're cheaper still. And you know that 13% extra gas, which is a fine, they're only 58 pence a gallon. And it's cheaper at quick save and Chesterfield. It's about 54 pence a pint, I think. They've got down bloody 25 in public gas.
It's alright, you know, there's loads of places to buy. And quicksand and things.
Oh, it's not a bad place.
Can you hear the video well, Tom?
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't went to car park, but it was like do bloody cars. There's a lot of places that's got drink at right price. I was in Morrison's yesterday, theirs are not so bad.
Now that's that. No, it's broken into shit.
Yes, actually, you were talking about. We were just talking about this. Funny enough, that in Coombsdale, which is the way to Sallet Hall, now you wouldn't get a vehicle up there. It's true. It's just so overgrown, and this was a coach, which would be the size pretty much of nowadays coaches, and like you say, they were driving lorries up there.
It was a large minibus. This was
A large minibus.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a large minibus. It was I think it was a 20-seater minibus.
A 20-seater minibus. That's what it was.
Like
yeah. Yeah. So you can imagine all the dry stone walling that we see now in Coombsdale. All the path is of much later day than when they were driving these big vehicles up there in the.
No, it's exactly as it was. It's not changed.
Really?
It's overgrown.
It's just the overgrowth seems to take a lot of space,
Yes,
does it? I
it's
suppose,
exactly the same as it was. Even the corner with the rock on.
That is Coombsdale. I recognise that.
Mm.
Yeah, because you can see all the bank and all the growth. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're already outside the mine.
Your name and rank and number when you get home.
That was my shift. That was. I think I must have gone home. My shift now. I think I was in the car.
That was your shift.
That's my shift. Yeah.
Yeah. So during this exact period that the video is from, you were you working in Sallet Hall?
Yeah, of course I was.
Yeah. So just exactly this period. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes it even even more interesting, obviously, because
in fact that lad that's just getting on bus now, Richard Hill, he started after me. He died the other week, actually.
Oh God. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So obviously, to you, there are known faces and known people, known colleagues, work colleagues, friends, mates that you know that they were on the ground working with you. So. Andrews, yeah, you can see the front. Andrews coaches, I remember that. Manager's office.
Mick Terry, who was just boss in training officer. Paul Simpson. That's Bill Wayne.
Chief boss.
He was one of the chief bosses, yeah.
Just to understand a bit of the dynamics of a chief boss. Chief boss would have been someone like someone that was like a deputy.
No, he was supervisor. Yeah, supervisor.
A supervisor. Could any of you guys be a chief boss, or was it just someone that was on a higher pay grade? Or
he started off as a miner and worked the way up, and they became a chief boss. That was the next step up from that would be management. I mean, they'd be on good money. I mean, we were on good money. They'd have been on mega bucks compared to what we were on.
A lot more money than you, the chief boss.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So obviously a chief boss would be responsible for all the work that you guys do, all the necessary repairs on the ground. Am I right to say? Yeah,
sort of, yeah. They were the supervisors underground, like the overseers. So they, made sure everything was working right. If there was any problems, you saw them.
Yeah, an overseer. Were they based somewhere on the ground, or they were just knocking around?
No, they just wander around, and they'd come in on a tractor and they'd have a wander around and just see how jobs were running and everything else. And make a decision when they were firing and all that sort of thing, and that was it basically. And they had to do they did the reports at the end of the shift.
Yeah. They had to do a written report as well.
That book
Obviously,
he's looking in there now, that's the report book. So that tells you exactly what was done on the previous shift. So they could tell you what needed doing on different headings.
Right. Yes. So it does make sense doing a written report, because obviously they would have to answer to the boss, shall we say, to the manager, to the mine manager of, what was done on that shift, what were the advances, the progress, what were the targets. Yeah, no, it does make sense. And as you're going to see on the video, seems like he does like an allocation of tasks for everyone's,
That's
as I
basically
understand it.
Yeah, that's what they do. You go work here, you work there. Kind of. Most people worked on the same heading, so on different shifts. So you do the same job day in, day out on the same drive or the same heading. And on the 3 shifts there were, so there was mornings, afternoons, and nights. The same team of people would work on that specific heading, so they knew what was happening all the time. It was the easiest and the best way of doing it, really.
Yeah, keep a team on one area of the mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whether it's a heading or could it be multiple headings working at the same time?
No. You work one man, one team, one heading. They didn't go between them, because back then there were 2 out of 3 drives running back then.
Yeah. I guess we are talking, depending on the size of the mines. I mean, nowadays, I guess the big mines in many of the countries abroad, they probably have multiple teams doing multiple things on the ground. But
Well, you remember
it sounds like they were all very tight knitted team then. Sorry?
Sallet was a big spot. I mean, it was a big mine. They'd got, back then it was all sort of under Longston Edge, and there were 3 drives going. There was G drive, H drive, and F drive, and they were all working at the same time and all firing at specific times a day, around about the same time every day. So that's how they worked it. They were after the spar, so they were driving the heading, and then they were driving slits in. And then we'd go in with a long gold rig and drill the slits to get the product out, which you'll see in a later video.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing towards the end of this video some of the mucking out of the ore from one of the slits actually, and I thought that's quite interesting. So we are going to be getting some footage from on the ground, which we're going to be reviewing in a lot of detail. That's the whole point of obviously watching the original footage. We have Tom here. We can pick his brains out, ask as many questions as we feel is unnecessary. That's the whole point of this live stream, really. Break down everything into more detail than what you will get just from the original video. Right, good. Is that a radio I can see there? Some kind of
that's the base station inside the cabin. And we used to have they were like walkie-talkies we used to take in the mine. Not like when you went in Watersaw, there was in Milldam, there was like base stations. We literally had walkie-talkies we carried with us. Each heading would have a walkie-talkie in case anything went wrong.
So you would take a walkie-talkie sort of each as a general rule, and the shift boss or whoever would be able to communicate from this transmitter to everyone on the ground.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes. So. That's really cool. That just goes to show the level of organization that was necessary, to keep everyone in communication, in live communication.
Well, it was more case if anything happened or somebody got injured, they could get in touch with somebody else,
of course.
Get an ambulance there or whatever. Because yourself, the far reaches of the mine, driving you were still like 15 minutes to the far reaches of the mine. So
Yeah,
to
because
get an ambulance
if
there.
we're
Like the nearest ambulance station would be Bakewell. So from Bakewell
yeah,
to Carver, you probably have about 7 or 8 minutes in an ambulance, and then up to the mine, probably 10, 15 minutes.
yeah. John is asking if
Mark's there, yeah.
Mark is in the chat. It would be great. It would be great if he was here, because he can add some live comments as it goes. If he's going to be late or if he's not here, he can always watch the replay, which he will find very interesting, I'm sure. Yes, and now you're saying about the transmitter, Tom, that does make a lot of sense, because in any sort of hazardous occupation, like I would imagine mining is one of the most hazardous occupations. You need quick communication to get, the team, the ambulance, whoever down there. And that's where I feel sometimes us mine explorers, we are so vulnerable, really, because we in an ideal world, you had someone with this sort of level of technical radio equipment to be like, okay guys, are you in there, you're right, just give me a shout if anything happens, I'll call an ambulance. That would be great. Something to think about, Tom. We need to recruit someone on radio to stay outside all the time. Okay, so we have some appreciation here from some of the viewers. Thank you very much. Okay, just breaking down a little more of what I see. There seems to be like a board here with names. Those would be the miners' names there. Who's on shift, who's not, and that looks like keys.
No, that's the first aiders board.
That's a first aiders board. Okay, so they had a nominated first aider on every shift. Yeah, that makes sense. Obviously, because when you can, when there is something happening on the ground, I guess there was life threatening. A first aider could make as we know, first aiders can make the big difference between life or death.
We did do,
because what you do in the first few minutes of a crisis is vital for the development of that person. Yes, so we can see at the bottom the regular phones, which would be the external lines. Obviously, those two. There's like a black box. Could be some type of recorder. I'm not sure. And there's obviously filing cabinets, all sorts of documents there. And hanging there, they are the keys, are they? So they're giving access to different, I guess, parts of the mine. The front door probably was on the lock, I would imagine.
I have no idea what they were for. But they certainly there were no locks down the mine. There may have been one for the mag outside and things like that. But
things like magazines. So underground, obviously, why would they need security? I mean, they wouldn't expect anyone going on the ground. Most certainly. Right. I'm happy with so far with what we talked about and just sort of picked apart kind of thing. So let's carry on, my friend.
You want your CTX? Yeah. And what's a little bit looking after that slip? Pull that good, right? Right up. Right up. You're a bit delayed, you could have something a lot better. I brought this for briefing. Oh my God, I hope there's no filming.
So this gentleman, Alan, he was your shift boss, was he?
Yeah, Alan Swain. And the guy that came right up to the camera then was Rob Ridley.
Yeah, Mr. Rob Ridley. Yeah, the one that came up right face up to the camera. Yeah. He's got a resemblance to Mark, actually. Yeah. Interesting. The shift boss, when you say my shift boss, you kind of make it sound like, was he just always him as your shift boss, or you had different shift bosses?
He was the shift boss on my He was
On
the
your
shift.
specific shift.
He was on our shift, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously there would be shift allocation and allocation for shift bosses. Yeah, makes sense. Right, let's carry on.
Brilliant now, I'm kidding. Why he went all shy. I thought he put his permanent fold on. You know, this one. Well, I didn't even. They're up there, 36. Yeah. So I got a few more boards. What you've got up
Yes,
is
Mr. Rob on the left. Is that right?
Rob's on the right
Yeah,
and Mark's on the left.
Right.
Mark's
Oh yeah,
the taller
there you
one
are.
of the two. What you doing?
I thought I lost you then.
What you like?
I thought I've come out of the stream yard.
No, you're still there.
Right. So yeah, let's carry on.
I think stuff it now. Yes. I got some brilliant. I've took it down here before, you know. Yeah, you told me. I'll bring it you and have a look at it. Well, you've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. After snap. Sergeant, the price of that battery question? 30 quid. What you got to do? Right. Came from Aslan video, his time, 28 quid now.
It seems to be. Are they in the?
They're in office. They're in
where you
office
get
in chef boss cabin.
in the office. That's where you basically.
That's where they are at the moment.
So anyone can understand. Is where you get change basically. Is that right?
Well, they did. We didn't. We had his own. We had his own canteen, shower block, and changing room all in one, which we'll go to in a minute or two, I think.
Yeah. So here is basically where the shift bosses and the bosses got changed. Yeah, and you had your own canteen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That does make sense. Right.
How much is that now? Be a lot cheaper now, about 600. This one is he used to do that when I first started, when he does an hour now. Oh, I know. He said the video period, he told me that. Yeah. Lots of. Yeah.
And that was the mine
David
manager.
Brown. He was the actual mine manager.
He was the manager of Mildam. Yeah, sorry, Sallet,
Yeah.
He
So
was in charge.
how many managers?
Eh?
How many managers were there in Sallet Hall at the time? So only one manager.
There was one at the mine. There was an under manager. There was the main manager, who was Ted Fraser Smith. There was an under manager to him, who was Nick Hardy. There was David Brown. He was down at Sallet Hall, but they did set another bloke on down at Sallet Hall who was above David Brown, but he wasn't there then. I can't even remember his name.
We have a comment from John. Wouldn't get away with some of the things we did nowadays in modern mining. John will tell you that.
No, very true. Health and safety was there, but it wasn't there. You'll see later on. Yeah.
It'll be interesting actually when we go through the footage and you can point to some of the health and safety aspects that are so different nowadays. Much more like on it. I would imagine, you know.
None as such.
Wow. No, it'll be interesting to see on the video. Okay. On we go.
Father.
Oh, yeah, lovely.
I'm just getting a bit of nostalgia now. That's got them all.
Are you going somewhere?
No.
The milky cup of tea, that,
That's all
Tom.
we do all day, it's how it goes.
Can I take this down mine? As long as it doesn't interfere with my
Safety and production.
and my work.
Yeah. Take it down, check it out.
Right. Cheers, Dave.
Here we come. Here we come to the first vehicle. I thought I'd stop it because obviously it's good to start looking at things
It's a
as they come.
966 cat loading shovel.
So that's a loading shovel used
Yeah.
to sort mineral and load trucks.
Yeah,
Right.
basically.
So are they the ones that would go in the slate, in the header once after the
No.
blasting and
No, you wouldn't
scoop
even-
out the ore? No.
You wouldn't even get that in the entrance of the mine. That was down the bottom end where they used to tip the dumpers. He sorted it all out there and load the trucks outside. They used to have-
So this vehicle did not go on the ground.
no, it's too big, far too big. That.
Yeah, it does make sense. Now, obviously, now you say it, it does make sense, and that's why good to have you here, because I wouldn't have any idea. But yeah, so this was outside in the yard,
Yeah.
Sorting the piles out and sorting,
Mhm.
yeah, unloading trucks to take basically to the mill.
They had.
Yeah,
I think there was. May have been. I think there were 2 8-wheelers and a 6-wheel dumper that used to run between the mine and Cavendish Mill, and they used to load them.
yeah. Liam says it would be good to. It's a shame we couldn't see you on the video with a big hairpiece, big afro, or a big mullet. Hey.
No, I had a mullet. I must admit, I did have a mullet and a beard.
Oh, brilliant! Right, let's continue, my friends. Look at all that snow on the hillside. Yeah, it's interesting how everyone.
You're swearing. Kids will be watching this.
I don't give a shit.
No swearing, he says.
All right, mate.
Right, we have a view here. We actually have a view of the way up.
How big the yard was as well.
Yeah. Coming right to the mine entrance. How big? Yeah, how wide it was. It just gives you an idea. You see the 4x4 there, and it seems like you could fit 2 of them possibly in that lane, and it opens up very wide. The space was needed, was it? You come nowadays to Cumsdale in this area that you did show me where things were, and it's like, wow, I can't believe it. It's just like so overgrown that you wouldn't even think there was even buildings at the time there. But here's the video just to show it, really, and just quite amazing.
Yeah. Ernest, this is to prove Ernest comes late every day. Ernest Triddleton. You've been jammed.
No hands. But this is where you guys got changed and dressed and undressed, showered. Yeah.
This is the fly.
I'm the good-looking one. My name's John. I'm 23 and still single. And I'm going red. Never likely to remain so. Thank you, David.
We're on
Actor Dave, coming round.
This is the chef.
Oh, fucking hell.
Hey!
Language to
My kids will be watching this.
Yeah, I'll get a condom out then.
Send post copy to Sheffield.
Hello, Arthur.
Mrs. Binns.
Bin will be, please. Hey, shall I strip off these showers? I did for Brandy and they get royalties on it now.
Well, not embarrass nobody, George. I know that.
Alex, shall we?
Good haircut, John.
Yes, it's quite nice. I've got discounts on the top now.
It's going thin on top.
You see there how where you kept in the lockers your own helmets. Do you keep your the lights would have been a special like charging sort of place, yeah? Like a rack. Am I right to say,
Yeah,
Tom?
not in there. That were outside I had it.
Yeah.
So in there,
Did
you had your helmet
where-
in the top, and you put your basically you put your clothes in there. You put your clean clothes in, and then you swap and put your dirty stuff in after when you come out.
Yeah, and you did obviously you did. What kind of lamps did you have? Were they the olden lamps?
They're Oldhams, yeah.
Yeah, the olden lamps, and they would have been charging obviously at the end of the shift on a different part, on a different kind of store building. Left the one out for charging, but yeah, everyone had their own helmet. Seems to be there. I can see on the top of the the lockers. Everyone had their own helmet, their own they want, are they called overalls? What do you call them? The mining suits?
Overalls.
Overalls, yeah, it does make sense.
You had your basically you had your wellies in the bottom or your boots, mainly wellies because with that wet in there you didn't wear out else. Hung your overalls.
Yeah, wellies there. Yeah.
And everybody had what they call an adjustable spanner, and usually had a big screwdriver as well. They used to hang off a ring off your belt, and they used to hang in there as well. And probably a knife.
All right.
Well.
So spanner, screwdriver, knife. So it's a few basic tools they kept in the lockers as well. Yeah, interesting. We're gonna keep moving on.
He's sick. He's sick.
Annabelle, would you ring? Very much, don't please. Yes, sir.
Having a bro.
Thank you very much, Derry. Steel bell early.
This is us heating our food.
Would this be a waiting for the shift start, Tom? Or I would imagine, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think before before they go down, I think they were getting ready to go down. Yeah.
They look a bit too clean, don't they?
Yeah.
How they've got retrieved the things on the bottom of the sea that they had done with the tackle that they've got. All them guns and that, haven't they?
Camera shy.
Come on. Yours weren't shy.
I can see they had some appreciation for the female anatomy. I can see on some of the calendars that are hanging on the walls.
Well, with the 90s, it wasn't quite as politically correct as it is now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the times changed, do they?
Very much so.
So he was the fitter. What was the job of a fitter?
Mending machines, basically.
The mending of machines. Yeah. Basically, yeah.
But building stuff, drills, putting stuff together, welding and such as that.
Yeah. I would imagine you all would have had quite a good set of skills when it came to mending things, would you? Or was it not expected from a miner to have those?
No, fitters. If you had to get by, yeah, but I mean, that's what you had fitters for. They used to come in and repair them inside under the ground. You see the fitting shop in Sallet, so the old one anyway, in the 09s, you've seen that, so you know that was the fitting shop. But
yeah,
outside,
the would be there. Yeah, the underground fitting shop, he would be there on the ground doing repairs on the ground. If they just require a quick fix, or it wasn't necessary anything else than a quick fix, anything more complicated, they would have been probably taken outside, I would imagine.
Yeah, if they could get them out, sometimes they couldn't get them out. They'd have to repair them down the mine.
Yeah. No matter how complicated the task was, yeah, I guess. In the olden days, way before the 90s, I guess, machines that were in the 130 levels, or even in the 90s, depends how far they were in the mine, were they? It wouldn't be cost effective taking them out. It'd be easy just to bring the tools in and get it repaired.
It depends. I mean, it depends. If they could get it out, they'd get it out because they had a proper garage outside with a pit outside, and there was a pit in the garage as well. Or if they needed to repair it to get it out, they'd do it to get it outside.
Yeah. We'll carry on.
Well, I would. Yeah. Well, that's well. All what you can do is do a bit and pop back into the area. It's fresh, Can you take that dog going? Well, leave me some money and let go. We will try. Shouldn't really tell.
As the electrician, the job descriptions goes without saying. Obviously, it doesn't take much explanation. I think what an electrician was doing, anything electric underground, he'll be fixing it in charge of.
Not inside and outside.
What type do you want? Benson and Hedges. Benson and Hedges. Oh, boy. Right. We shall do our best. I'll have a package of cigars if they're buying them, Amy. Why? Because I like them. I can't feel my fingers. It's a good time to go smoking for anybody.
It's interesting, Tom. There's kind of a sense of expectation there. They are sat awaiting. Obviously, they would wait for basically the start of their shift, maybe the previous shift to finish, and everyone to come out of the mine or hand over or whatever. Or when they're waiting for the mine rider to be ready.
Previous shift had gone, hadn't they, in that minibus? They're just getting ready to go.
Yeah, they're just getting ready to go, basically. Yeah, get everyone ready at the same time and off they go, yeah.
I stopped actually.
Oh, have you, Joe? 3 weeks. I'm very pleased about that.
4 weeks tomorrow. I thought you'd done for a little bit.
Yes, kind of like when we had a handover at work and we are waiting for the time to come in, kind of thing, Have a bit of a banter, have a brew. You stuff together, get your pen.
Two moons.
It's nice to see all the banter, they were really funny bunch, I guess, were they?
Yeah.
What are they eating, Tom? Some kind of crisp.
They are, yeah.
You see the proper old-fashioned kitchen with the rings. There's a smaller version of it in the 130 level, isn't there? More like kitchen like that with the kind of rings that go, or rings. The one in the 130 is 2 rings.
Well, you know about the cooker, that's a proper oven, that is.
What's that, Tom?
You know about the oven?
The oven, yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah, that's a proper oven. That's what they were like here in the 80s and 90s. In fact, that could even date back from 1970s. They were built to last in them days.
Yeah. Then kitchens. So were they like a full oven and hob? Were they?
Yeah, they had a hob and oven and probably a grill as well on it as well.
Oven, grill, hob. Yeah, you could make a full meal or reheat whatever. Yeah, very handy to have.
Well, that's what we had at home. Similar to that.
You can probably see them in some homes nowadays. If they were built to last, as you say, they're still around, I'm sure.
Don't you put it off? You saw it today, did you? No. Yeah, just sort of. Yeah, so 2 minutes. They just killed him, and that's what he did. You're on every week. That's it. So, he said, well, you were at the dairy at work, and he's only 4 years old. He says,
Big old radio on the windowsill there.
He said, well, alter your ideas about being a vegetarian. He says, no, because the only reason I don't eat meat is because she won't give me.
He was very basic, but well, they needed, didn't they? So.
You are sorry.
You got every hand pump at Sallet.
Maybe George is making a stew.
I looked at rock about 6 garlics, didn't I? Video.
Yeah, I can see the sting there at the back. He's peeling the spuds in.
Yeah, he's making a stew.
Outside of a sailing gun, you know, and hand pump on top. You know, it's pretty adventure there, weren't it?
So they were already prepping dinner before they even go on the ground.
Yeah.
That's how keen they were to get a decent meal, I guess. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm one for getting well fed, you know.
George only ever did it on that shift. He didn't do it for our shift. He was Chesterfield shifts outside, man. He was the guy that issued the debts and everything else, but that's what he was. He used to make him a stew. Not every day, but on a Friday he used to make him a stew.
Yeah. He used to make a stew.
Yeah, that's what he's doing now, peeling spuds and everything.
He's making a stew. So he would put potatoes, carrots, onions, beef, gravy, maybe, and
wherever.
Off it goes. Whatever you fancy, I guess. Yeah, no, they were getting well fed. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, with the leather soup on oil, covered with oil. There's no plastic in it anymore. All that, you know, we don't do that. So that wood you were wearing. You see that one?
Much better than potato peelers we have now. They're with them. My mother used to peel potatoes like that with a knife. It takes forever.
Well, I do it. I don't know any other way. I don't use any other thing.
No swearing. No swearing. No bleeding swearing.
You know that boot we found?
One of our 8 scriptures. Sorry about that. Hey, I don't show you. Was there a man, George? Seriously, you'll be to the you come first, right? You make it? Yep. Want any blue movies doing, George? I'm open to invitations. I'll either participate or I won't. Kevin Red's your friend that asked me yesterday.
It's fascinating, the accent, fascinating. Here we go. More machines. So that is, as it says here, GHH loader.
Yeah.
Came from a Cornish tin mine. Hang on, we are talking the vehicle on the right, yeah?
No, the one on the left, the white thing.
Oh, so that white thing,
It might have done
that is a loader. Now those did go on the ground. Yeah, am I right to say?
That GHH, I'm sure it was I think that was remote control as well. I know the CTX was, and I think that possibly was as well.
That was remote control. So when you say remote control, where would the mine of the control seat be?
The end of the slit, so you can see what it's doing.
Right. So you have to be in visual distance from the vehicle.
Yeah, so you can see what it
kind of guide the vehicle in and to scoop away the the material out of the slit, the ore out of the slit or whatever. Am I right to say that? Yeah, it came from a tin mine. It's interesting that you know all these facts and do you remember so much. That on its own fascinates me. It's really good.
Well, my friend Mark gave us a little edge up on that as well.
What's that?
My mate Cood give me a little bit of heads up on that. I can remember that coming, but I couldn't remember where it came from. And it came from a Cornish tin mine when it closed. Could have been Geever or somewhere like that. When it closed, it came up from there.
Yeah. Going back a bit on cooking, Tom was asking, the old miners used to pick wild mushrooms to cook.
Yeah.
Did you know? Yeah.
I know what he's on with. Magic mushrooms.
Not. Is he on about the magic mushrooms?
Yeah, but I used to pick puff balls out of the woods at the back there and fry them up. They were lovely. They were.
Yeah. So you actually
giant
were
round
having
ones
them
like
as the big ones.
Yeah, big round ones, puff balls.
You can't beat them when they grow in the wild like that, can you? The taste is unreal.
No, definitely. Mullets are awesome, Chris. They really are. That's the bow art loader. That was remote control as well.
Hang on, it does say. Don't worry, it's the description. Anyway, that's a remote control loader as well, yeah?
I think it was, yeah. I can remember.
It says if you were to see, I like the notes that you added because it brings so much out of what you see in the footage. You know, it sort of explains it for those like us that don't know exactly what they're looking at, you know, or they might be in doubt. It says if you were to see the yard now, you couldn't imagine how big it was back then. There is no traces left, only the mine entrance, which is locked. And it's what we talked about before. It's like you have no idea that it was so wide and there were so many buildings and so much going on. Yeah, if it does fascinate me.
Well, there used to be a gantry that run down the yard there. Yeah, there were edible mushrooms.
Yeah, it was.
There, John, definitely.
It was, the gantry was sort of up here, was it?
It ran down where that garage at the top. It tipped where that garage is at the end there, past them fuel tanks. It tipped at the end down there.
There. So for those that don't know what a gantry is, can you briefly explain what a gantry is?
Well, the mine carts when they used to bring them out on the locos. I think I've got a photograph of it somewhere. They used to bring the mineral out on locos with tubs on the back, and they used to run them on the gantry. And they get to the end of the gantry, the tubs would tip, and they'd then pick them up with the loading shovel. So they tip off the edge of the gantry.
Am I right to say it's an elevated rail for the?
Yeah, basically, yeah. I think I have a picture of it somewhere. I'll have to dig it out and show you. And there was a loco, and the ore tubs actually fell off the gantry and came crashing to the floor. But yeah, they side tipped them off the edge of the gantry. The loader used to pick the loading shovel and pick it up and take it up to the plant, up to Cavendish Mill.
Yeah,
and that's somewhere there.
Yeah, it will be interesting. Maybe do another session of or review session of pictures alone. What I would suggest, right after we've done this one and the 3 more review sessions that we need to do on the original footage, we can get a whole collection of original pictures.
I'll see where I can
do a
find
full review.
Yeah, I'll see where I can find. If I can find them, I've got a few. I haven't got many, but I have got a few from back then. Yeah, bow art, John. It was a bow art loading shovel, that was.
Yeah, like you said, Tom, there was edible mushrooms there, not the magic ones.
Well, there might have been magic ones there as well.
Yeah.
But definitely edible.
We're going to continue. Right, that is the GHH loader that was in the tin mine. Yeah, is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, though this is remote controlled. Can be remote control, or is it only remote control?
No, they drive it as well.
You can drive it, obviously. It would make sense. You can drive it and remote control it, yeah. It's just nice to see it next to the actual miner. It just gives you the size, really, perspective that you're looking at.
Mhm.
And like, you know, like it's been mentioned here on the chart, you know, this footage, considering is, you know, 90s footage, is brilliant. It just has a lot of detail.
The dumper at the
And
side, the orange dumper at the side, that's a
sorry?
duck. The orange dumper at the side of where he is now, that's a duck.
There.
That's a 15-ton dump. Yeah, that one there. That's a 15-ton dumper that would carry 15 ton.
Yeah, that's the dog stomper, and they were on the ground as well, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I shut the mine with, one of them. Might even been that one.
The dog stomper they were not going into the slits, or were they?
Yeah, they went into mine. They loaded them. You turn
Into the
around.
mine. Yeah, you could turn around in the slits, but they were not scooping away material from the slits, were they?
No, they loaded them with the loaders.
Yeah.
So basically, they were a big mine cart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we have it. We're gonna go back just a tiny bit and get a view of the dog stomper, which is pretty much the same as there is on the ground in Mildam currently. Am I right to say?
Yeah, not that particular one. They went to Mildam first. I think the last one, what's left of that's in the yard at Watersaw Mine.
Right. Chris Swingle.
That's the man rider.
Right. Let's talk about this, because I mean, man riders fascinate me. The idea of miners getting a ride all the way to the working phase, which I did once, actually. Not in a man rider, in a 4x4 down in Fall Gibson mine. I had the privilege to go and see, you know, shots being fired in on one of the slits, and the blast, it was like an earthquake. Anyway, I remember it was a long drive to the face, and looking at this man's rider here, right, this blue vehicle, how many miners would normally
10.
fit?
You get 10 in the
Would you
back.
say
And
it looks about 8, 10?
10.
Am I right to say?
10.
No?
It'd carry 10 people.
Yeah, about 10. Yeah, it looks that sort of
10.
size. 10 people from outside the mine all the way to the working phase, basically. And depends on the distance. It could be anything between, I don't know, it could be up to what? How long could it take? Was the longest you've been on a man rider on the ground?
It's about a 15-minute trip.
15 minutes. Yeah, that's a nice little trip. Saves the hour that would take you walking, or longer than that probably. So
it wouldn't take you an hour, but to walk from the entrance to probably the bottom of F drive or to the top of H drive would probably take you about a good half an hour. It was a fair walk.
Yeah.
I think we clocked it on surface and it was just shy of 2.5 miles on the surface between the two mines, between Watersaw and there. So it's a fair way.
Yeah, yeah. Were they diesel driven, I would imagine? Yeah, they were running on diesel.
Everything was diesel.
Everything was diesel. We come to quite an interesting bit, I think. What's this? Walkie-talkie, ready? Can you
That
see
was not-
the?
That wasn't Nigel Potter. That was David Argyle. I got it wrong.
He was wearing kind of a mask, was it?
Yeah, respirator.
Yeah. So respirator. What would it be? Would you wear a respirator like all the time, or just when it was getting a bit dusty, sort of thing?
A lot of them wore them all the time on machines because of diesel fumes more than anything.
Yeah. Because obviously the toxicity of them, you require it. And there's that
Self-rescuer.
like that emergency respirator, that is
Yeah,
that metal box that
yeah.
carries an emergency breather. That does it. What you pull? Do you pull like a pin or something that, and it gives you like a few minutes of fresh air? Am I right to say?
No. You pull. You basically you pull it off. Pull the top away, and in the bottom bit there is like charcoal in there, and you put it in your mouth. It looks a little bit like a snorkel. So you know the clip on a snorkel that you put in your mouth.
Yeah.
You put that in your mouth, but you also put a clip on your nose as a clip for your nose, so you can't breathe through your nose. You breathe through your mouth, and the charcoal in the bottom there, that's the filter. It filters out the bad air. That'll
Right.
get
So
you out
it's
of the
it's
mine.
a
That
plain
will.
filter. It doesn't have its own supply of oxygen. It's just a plain
No,
filter in case there
it's a
is an
charcoal.
emergency.
Yes, it's a charcoal filter.
Charcoal
It'll
filter. Yes, and they
save
would
you,
only use
save
it
your
in
life.
emergency.
You what? Sorry.
Yeah. They would only use it in an emergency. Am I
Oh
right
yeah,
to say?
yeah. You only ever use it in emergency if you ever needed it. That could save your life and get you out of the mine.
Yeah. Here they come. Moving vehicles already.
Mm-hmm.
I think at this point the cameraman is zooming in into the vehicles. I can tell because there you are. Zoom in, zoom out. Yeah. Wow, look at that. That's a large vehicle. That's one of the dumpers that we're going underground along the main levels. Those were on the slits as well. Yeah.
That's a loader. Yeah.
A loader. This is a loader. Yeah.
That's what mucks your slits out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what mucks the
Loaded
slit
car.
out.
Yeah.
Which we are going to see one of them actually towards the end of the video, mucking away one of the slits, and you
Mhm.
can see the amount of light that they were giving away, which is surprisingly bright actually, as you're going to see later. Here we come. So what are they doing, Tom?
Issuing debts. That's debt magazine.
The detonators, yeah.
Yeah.
So when after obviously they were drilling the holes with the long hole drills, and they were packing the explosives in the holes. They will use the deaths. Is that right? Am I right to
Yeah.
say that? Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you just drilled it with a, I mean, back then they were using Puma hand drills. So while you were driving your headings, I think you used to have, if I remember rightly, I think you used to have 40 debts. So you'd have 4 of each. They were numbered 0 to 10, or 1 to 10, basically. And
yeah. What was the number? The delay in the detonation,
the
basically,
delay,
from the firing. Yeah.
delay,
Okay.
and
So was someone in charge then of setting the detonators? One of you specifically, I guess.
one at mine, just one at mine. As it was whoever was drilling that in. One of them would have a shot firing certificate and all the shot firing. And you used to just
you need a certificate, basically. Yeah.
Somehow they were done in house. I mean, I used to fire them. You just wire them all up and fire them. So if you drill 30 holes, 40 holes in heading, you set your debts in them and fire it. That's how they use it for the tunnels as well, not just the long holes, but for driving the headings as well and driving the slits as well.
For driving the level, for driving in,
basically,
further in. Yeah.
You
and
fill them with powder, stem them up with clay, and fire it with your dirt.
Yeah.
Up in series.
How did they carry the detonators? They had some sort of box. I think we're going to see it, are we? In a bit, some sort of pouch in a bag. Yeah, they carry like a leather bag, and they had the detonators in there. And we are going to see it actually further along the video. One of the bags that they carry the detonators in is quite fascinating. There you are. That's the back. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, looking there now.
Sorry, Tom.
That's the garage up there.
Up there, yeah.
Yeah. A little bit as it comes back round the compressor house, there were 6 Ingersoll Rand compressors in that compressor house.
Yeah, let's go back just a bit.
That there, look with the door.
So
that's the canteen, canteen and drying room.
The canteen.
Showers.
Yeah, where they have where all of you guys had showers. Yeah, get change.
Yeah.
Okay, keep your equipment.
That's the compressor house.
This building here.
Yeah.
So, they what do they use compressed air for? Just so people know, what was useful really, the compressor house.
Drilling, basically. Compressed air around the mine so they could operate the drills because all the drills run on compressed air.
Yeah, the actual long hole drills and any drilling equipment was driven.
Drilling, not just long hole. Any drilling run on compressed air.
Any drilling was driven was compressed air. The compressor house. It would have been amazing to see what it looks like inside, but I know I have seen compressor houses on the ground actually when I went. Actually, in Wales, there is a few compressors in Wales, in Manofair mine. When I went to Norway, I remember one of the big limestone mines. It has all abandoned, obviously, massive compressor house on the ground. Yeah, it was just it's quite amazing to see. And yeah, it would have been nice to see what's in there. I'm sure you have been and seen the compressors in there, Tom.
I've just realised that car going down the lane is me.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
We
caught you on camera, Tom. That is you, right?
Yeah. Pretty certain it is.
Just rewinding back a bit. That's the bag that they put the deaths in. Am I right to say?
Yeah.
The guy on the left is carrying a leather bag. That's where he puts the deaths in. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we got a view there. And in a bit, we're going to see Tom driving down. Oh yeah, you can see how they put that's in the back. Yeah, you can see. Right, stop. There's a blue car. That's not you. Oh, is it?
I think so. I had a blue car about that time.
So, did it have like a blue? Was it blue and white on the top?
Yeah, I think it's an Escort. I'm pretty certain. I might be wrong, but I had an Escort that colour.
So you've been on camera all along, and you didn't know, Tom?
Could be. Could be.
Hey. Looking sharp. All major repairs were undertaken there. Dog stumpers. This is one of the new dog stumpers.
Yeah, they weren't very old then.
They weren't very old then back then, were
No.
they? You can see the. Is that the driver's seat there? You see two seats. Yeah.
Yeah, driver's seat there, and then passenger seat.
Yeah, because that's obviously that's the front, yeah, and that's the back there, yeah, obviously. Beautiful vehicles. When they're on the ground, they're even more beautiful to find them. Any vehicle that's on the ground is just incredible. So there's the man rider going away. You've seen it, yeah. So here we have the man of the thumbnail.
Paul Simpson.
Yeah, with his minus lamp, with his earpiece there to, to protect from the amount of noise that there would have been underground. That it would have been mostly impossible to talk to each other unless you got very close. I would imagine. The level of noise is, I don't know. It's hard to imagine when you explore mines nowadays. They're so quiet. It's just hard to imagine them as busy, noisy, dusty environments. But
yeah, he worked with Mark. He did all the time.
He worked with Mark Ridley, yeah.
Him and Mark worked together, yeah.
Okay. And again, he has his gloves, kind of leather gloves. You can see the bags that's hanging. That's the dead bag, the detonator bag, I'm sure. And he's orange. He's orange overall.
That thing that's hanging there is his cable for his light.
Oh, this is the cable for his light. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the dead box is here. He's got it in his hand, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's hanging there at the back. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, very clear. Yeah, that's right. So that's the dead bag, the detonator bag there, hanging off the back. That's the cable for his lamp. And for those that know olden lamps, it was quite a substantially big, heavy battery pack. And would it last a whole shift, Tom?
Yeah,
would you say?
Yeah, of course it would.
They were designed to last the whole shift. Yeah, it does make sense.
Probably longer than a full shift.
It wouldn't have been practical otherwise, really, would it?
Not really, no.
Yeah. Yeah, full of that. Okay. Oh yeah, that's. I think it's Mark. That must be Mark following him behind.
Mark, yeah. You can tell with swagger.
His swagger when he walked. Yeah. Morton dumper built around a Massey Ferguson tractor.
Yeah.
I'm going to reverse them back.
You like wacky racers going in mine.
Once we go to the garage. Is the volume gone on the video? Can you hear the video volume?
Yeah, the video fine.
Where's brother today? Is he busy somewhere, I wonder? Oh, look, he's over there at the picture shop. Busy as ever.
Taking Mickey out of Rob Orton who filmed video.
Yeah.
Look at that twat up there.
Diesel oil tanks. The diesel oil tanks were for the vehicles, obviously, where all the vehicles they were running on diesel, so they needed a constant supply. Yeah. Look at the mask. That's not a mask. That's a balaclava, is it? Because it's probably that cold.
Yeah, it's
outside in winter. Yeah. Yeah, that's the diesel tanks at the back. You can see quite a few of them. Obviously, they needed to resupply all the diesel vehicles.
Some of these tricks, not a lot. No.
We're going to be shortly seeing underground footage very shortly. Get back. He's back. There's the battery pack. You can see the olden battery pack hanging off his left. Cigarette in hand.
See what I mean by spanners hanging down? Spanners hanging outside of his self-rescuer.
Oh. Oh, he's refueling. You see there, he's refueling the dumper, is it? The diesel, you can see.
Yeah, he's filling loader up with diesel.
There we have it. Yeah, he's refueling the dumper with from the diesel tanks. Interesting.
Is this some sort of game for Christmas, nothing? Nothing? Sir? Some sort of game for Christmas, that? Not to get me with my fucking coat on.
We're looking back towards the entrance there, are we? That's the adit.
Yeah. Right, well, that room at the side there, that's the lamp room.
That's the lamp room there.
Yeah.
That's so right next to the adit.
Yeah, basically.
And that's the adit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can see how much water was coming out of the adit back then.
Mm.
If you look on the floor,
Well, it used to
that's
freeze.
all
It
water
used
was
to
coming
really
out.
freeze.
Yeah, it's probably frozen actually. Into the mine they go. Powder Mag and Lamp Room on the left. Yes, as you said, Tom, that's the Lamp Room there. That one with the greenish door, and the Powder Mag, that would be the red one. Yeah.
No, the powder mag were a bit farther back.
A
Powder
bit further
mag was
back.
the one that was made out of breeze blocks.
Yeah. Here's the moment when we're going on the ground, Tom. Now that's a sight, eh? That is a sight. We are right on the ground.
Yeah.
Mucking out a slit full of ore. Obviously, after they fired, they had to do the mucking away. You explained very well in previous times. So it had lights at the back, obviously, for when they were reversing, where they were going, and lights at the front. Then high up lights that they were pointed right in front of them, higher up, so they could see where they were mucking away, really.
You can see how fumy it is in there as well.
Sorry, Tom, what's that?
You can see how fumy it was in there as well. You know, from the diesel fumes.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of a cloudy, sort of dark, cloudy sort of atmosphere. I mean, yeah, that's a good point. It's God, it must have been awful if you had any long conditions. You wouldn't cope there well, would you?
No, no.
Terrible, mate.
Yeah, you can see the fumes there. You know, when the headlights, the minus headlights are pointing on the vehicles, you can see, yeah, very well so. Here we go. Walking away again. This is, I mean, this footage is incredible, Tom. It's so much detail, considering we're on an underground environment, you know. The cameraman did a great job.
He did.
You can actually see the spa is almost like soily, is it? Very soily. Am I right to say?
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It did look like soil, basically.
Yeah, that would be high grade quality spa. You wouldn't expect it to find it in more like massive lumps, or sometimes you would, I guess, but yeah,
It was
that is
mainly like that.
mostly like that, like soil, basically.
Yeah.
Off it goes. So the headlights come off because he's reversing back, so he doesn't really need the headlight. And backwards it goes. Could you say you could drive in two directions, more or less?
You what? Sorry.
Could you drive these vehicles back and forth in as a two-directional vehicle? Was it normal practice? Because reversing would have been quite
Oh yeah,
quite
definitely,
difficult.
because there wouldn't be a lot of room in there to turn around when you think about it. So no, you'd drive in reverse out, and then you'd go to a slit and loader, and then load it and carry on.
Yeah.
Dump it into the back of a truck, which I think you'll see in a minute.
Yeah, let's keep watching. There you are. It's proper pushing as far in as it can to get the most of the spar in the scoop. You can see it's quite a throttling sort of movement forward, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that's the bow arc is on there.
You can see the structure of the slits with you know, the rings in place and the boards there. And I think it's on the next video, Tom, we are going to be seeing actually footage of how they did set the rings.
Yeah.
In the slits, and that's going to be fascinating to watch as well. You know,
it will.
It'll be a good part 2 review, definitely. As they go out of the mine, I guess. Yeah, they are reversing, are they? They must reverse all the way out of the mine then.
No, they don't. They just go to an area where they can, where a dumper can back underneath them, so they can put it in. You wouldn't drive out the mine like that; it would be there all day.
And you put a very nice, I think, emotive dedication here to all the men who were here at Sallet Hall, Mill, Water Saw, and Laportes and Glebe mining, and part 2 to follow, my friend.
Yeah.
You know, I always feel like I learn a lot when we do this review, Tom. I always feel like I learn a lot, and I hope, you know, the viewers that has joined us along the way, they stay with us, even if it's been a few minutes, that they felt that way, you know, that they have learned and been able to appreciate more the old mining industry, what it was, what it
you'll see
entailed.
more in part 2 than you do in part 1. To be honest with you, you see more work being carried out. As part 1, it was just basically the start of the shift. Part 2 is more of the mining techniques and that sort of thing and what they did. I think 3's got the long hole rig, and 4, part 4, there's a trip out the mine. It just shows you how long it takes to get out.
Yeah. So we're going to have a full long ride out of the mine.
Yeah, well, there is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next parts. I think, I
think that's part 4, I think, when you see them riding out of the man rider. But you actually see, you know, you'll see parts. You think, yeah, I've been there. You know where that is.
Yeah. You almost see like, yes, I recognize this kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's been a brilliant first part, Tom.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. I'm looking forward to the upcoming parts. We're going to have to set some days. Next week I'm going to be away, so maybe a week after we can sort something out.
Yeah, should be all right.
We'll have a look at our calendars and put some days together. You guys, everyone is gonna, you know, be able to have plenty of notice, because we're gonna publish the link for the next one, for the next live chat on Instagram and on Facebook and on YouTube, both on Tom's
and TikTok
and my channels.
Yeah.
And again, if you haven't subscribed to Tom's channel, now is the time, guys. Look it up. Just follow this link, or just type in all minus 66 on YouTube, and it'll come up. You know, Tom is dedicating his spare time in, mine exploring, mine research. You kindly put together all these original videos, which it must have taken you a fair bit of work, trying to look who was who and
Took a little
everything
bit of time,
else.
it definitely did.
Yeah,
It
it does take time, but it's really the passion that drives us to, to share the love for the industrial heritage that is now gone. It's got great historical value, and we feel it needs to be put out there for everyone
definitely.
to learn, to respect it, and to to think all the effort that these men, the old miners like yourself, Tom, went through. Anyway, Tom, it was, I'll say it again, it's a pleasure. And those who haven't subscribed, please check All Miners 66. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. And we will be doing part 2 of this series of original 90s footage from Sallet Hall. We're going to be doing part 2, part 3, and part 4. So 3 more parts that will be coming up, and mostly underground work.
And there is also
which is,
one of the mill as well, which I think you find quite interesting how they processed it.
yes. So we got to review them. Yes, we should review. Yes, that's a good point. We should review the ones from Cavendish Mill. That's the picture that Tom's got at his background. That's Cavendish Mill. So we're going to review them as well, and again learn a lot about the old industry and the whole process of crushing, separating, and where the ore went. I guess what it was utilized for. That's also fascinating. Okay, I'll let you all go, guys, and Tom, you have a good rest of the evening. And
you, mate. Well, it'll be bedtime soon.
It will.
5 in the morning again.
20 past 20. Yeah, it'll soon be bed. Before you know it, it's like
Friday though.
I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
Sat on the bed now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it doesn't look it. Looks like you're in Cavendish Mill.
I'm laid back. I can say I'm laid back. Showing me double chin.
You need to change your angle. That's what you need to do. Raise it a bit.
Can hold it up there.
You can do them chin exercises. That
I can hold it up there, but
tones down your chin.
I think my arms would start aching if I held it up there. Right, dude. I'll let you go.
We got Liam. That's
see you, Liam.
He's greeting us. So thanks, Liam, for joining us. It's been a pleasure to have you following us.
She won't see my beautiful wife now because she'll be wondering where I've gone.
Yeah, let her know it's all good and she can watch the replay if she wants.
Yeah, right.
Whatever. You can watch yourself on the big TV with your wife.
Yeah. She'll love
it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you, Chris. Ta-ra, love. Speak to you later. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
See you, Dave. I think Odgie's fallen asleep.
Is he? Yeah, probably has.
Right, we'll see you later.
See you another time. Thank you all.
See you, mate.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.